Hi, it's Reverend Karen, and it's time for a minister's message. Today's Tuesday, May 20th, 2025, and here I am at First Unitarian Universalist Society, Burlington. Now, Unitarian Universalist congregations, especially in New England, have an interesting calendar, and it's a calendar that typically says the congregational year is September through the middle of June, and we still exist in the other time, and we are still very much thriving in that other time, but it's a lower energy time. It's often a time when the minister takes an extended period of leave to rest and do study leave, and that's what I'll be doing. So I will be here through June 8th on Sunday mornings, and then I will be out of the pulpit June 15th until the middle of August. I'll be preaching the third and fourth Sundays in August, which I'm really looking forward to. I already have some ideas. Well, one of the ideas is that we'll be doing an animal blessing like we did last year. I really enjoy that service, and I think the more often we do it, the more likely we will become known for that. But before summer, we actually have to have spring. Today my phone told me it might feel like 34 degrees today. I was like, thank you, Vermont. But so this Sunday, this whole weekend coming is Memorial Day weekend. That means it's the Burlington Marathon, and we wish all marathoners good luck, good health, and the finish that you hope for. And we can't access our building in the morning, but we're trying something new. It's an experiment, and we're going to try it. My hope is for 3 years to figure out whether it works. We're going to meet on Sunday at 4 p.m. So hope that you will come then. It will no doubt be a lower attendance Sunday. That's okay. I have some fun things planned for us. And after the service, we are going to be invited to walk the labyrinth. And we're actually going to have birthday cake because it's the 200th birthday of the American Unitarian Association. So 4 p.m. on Sunday. After that, we're going to, on June 1st, we're going to be bridging one of our high school seniors into young adulthood, along with recognizing transitions in life and appreciation for all who make this congregational life as robust and vibrant as it is. That's June 1st. On June 8th, plan to come and stay. We are having our Sunday service, which will probably be a little bit shorter than usual. It's the Flower Festival, so bring a flower for each person in your party and plan to leave with a different flower. This is a inherently Unitarian Universalist ritual that was developed in Prague, Czechoslovakia, just over 100 years ago that many UU congregations do, and we do. So Flower Festival, we'll also be recognizing new members. We have an annual meeting to put together, and that annual meeting's going to start in person at 11:20. People who are attending on Zoom can start coming in at 11, and we hope that you do, because it's a process to check in, especially if you are a member and want your vote recorded. After the annual meeting, we have our annual picnic. That's June 8th. With all of this in mind, I know you're not thinking about the fall, but I already am, and I just want to remind you that when we do Water Gathering, which this year is going to be on September 7th, remember to collect your water this summer. Now, your water can come from your tap, it can come from your back hose, it can come from the lake or a creek nearby. We collect water that's meaningful to us. It doesn't have to come from far away and be all fancy, but we'll bring it all together on September 7th and do a communal blessing. It has been really helpful to have our homegrown holy water throughout this year, where it has come to bless people who are about to go to a memorial service for their loved one, or other ways in which we've used in the child dedications, the baptism. Anyway, so it's really a wonderful thing that you provide me with as your minister, and that frankly you could use yourself. anytime you want some homegrown holy water, just ask me. I'll give you a little vial of it. I've been thinking about how we show up for each other. I think about that a lot, but I also am thinking about how we show up on Sundays, and whether Sunday is just another day where we have to show up all shiny, or whether we can risk in this spiritual home showing up whole with our flaws and our unkempt spirits. And I wonder, not only can we risk showing up in that way, but whether we can and will risk creating a community and a culture that welcomes us in that whole, real, raw self. I had the chance to go to the 200th anniversary of my home congregation in Northampton, and I gave a little reflection. They had invited people who are religious professionals who kind of came through that congregation. There are a lot of us. And I was there in the room with a bunch of people who we raised our children together, or they witnessed me raising my children, and I witnessed them raising their children or their grandchildren. Anyway, it was beautiful, and I reminded them of this period in my life when the children I thought I was going to adopt went back to their birth mother, and how I wept in the pews every Sunday, and how being there and having that space to be that real and that raw saved me. That the congregation saved me, that Unitarian Universalism saved me. It was really up until the very last minute, 6 months later, that I didn't know that those children would come back to me, which they did. But it didn't look like that for the whole 6 months. It was the roughest time in my life. And I think when we can have Sundays where we can cry, and maybe people will tend to us, or maybe people will give us the space to do that and send loving energies. That is what I think is magical about congregational life that we find in few other places. I look forward to seeing you whenever it is our paths cross.